Now at noon on this Monday, just as some people got used to not wearing a mask, the mandate could return to the city of Philadelphia. Good afternoon to you, everyone. My name is William. That's me. Today is Monday. We're starting a new work week. Hope everybody had a great weekend and whatnot. It's April 11th, 2022. This midday broadcast is now streaming live on CBS News Philly. So thank you very much for tuning in. Let's kick off our news story about the coronavirus with my Aunt Stephanie Stahl, all dressed up in pink. Go ahead and take it away, Auntie Steph.
COVID cases in Philadelphia are up around 70% over the last 10 days. That's one of three measures the health department will use to determine if the indoor mask mandate should be reinstated. Hospitalizations are another critical consideration. The health department has COVID-19 response levels, calculations that indicate what kind of precautions are necessary. The city has been in the all-clear level for about a month, but health officials said last week people should consider wearing masks inside public locations because cases are increasing. It was a suggestion, not a directive. That could be changing. Health officials are reviewing data today, with some kind of announcement expected soon. But it's difficult to know the exact numbers being considered because the health department's COVID database has not been recently updated. The possibility of requiring masks inside in Philadelphia, though, is not very popular.
It should be to each his own. If you want to wear a mask, fine. I don't have a problem with it. But mandatory, it's like saying one size fits all.
This is terrible. We had to do this for 2 years, and I feel like we're back to normal now. And if you are getting the virus right now, it's very minor.
Now, health officials have said that the more contagious subvariant is causing the increase in cases, but they are not more serious. Also, most people in Philadelphia, most residents, have now been vaccinated.
Oh dear, that's crazy to hear right there. Thank you, Aunt Stephanie. Stay with Eyewitness News for continuing coverage on the coronavirus, where we're not on the air. You can always stream it on cbsphilly.com and CBS News Philly, the streaming service channel, as well. Now to the Sixers-Raptors playoff matchup. Those two teams will face off against each other this Saturday, April 16th at 6 p.m. on ESPN. We're learning they'll be without Matisse Thybulle, despite the fact that they're going to play in Canada for games 3, 4, and 6 if necessary. Ross DeMattei, my uncle, is live at the Sixers training campus in Camden, New Jersey with details. Good afternoon, Uncle Ross.
Not being there for my teammates.
Because unvaccinated players are still banned from entering Canada, the 76ers are preparing to play the Raptors in the first round of the NBA playoffs without their shutdown defender Matisse Thybulle, who was unable to travel to Toronto after he recently revealed he is not fully vaccinated.
From fans to coaches to front office to teammates, there are people who are upset and people who don't understand, but ultimately I've been lucky enough to have them voice that they may disagree, but they still support me in my decision making.
Thybulle spoke about his status last night, explaining he got the first dose of the Pfizer vaccine last year and had every intention of getting the second dose until he found out it does not prevent people from spreading the virus.
Even while being vaccinated, you could still spread the disease. So for me, in my reasoning, it felt like getting vaccinated was not something that I needed to do to protect other people, and was something that I would have to do to then protect myself.
Thybulle defending his decision not to get fully vaccinated, arguing he comes from a holistic household.
We grew up with like Chinese medicine and naturopathic doctors, and just with that upbringing, coming into this situation, I felt like I had a solid foundation of medical resources that could serve me beyond what this vaccine could do for me.
Head coach Doc Rivers now says someone will have to step up in Thybulle's absence.
Against Toronto with that size, or someone else for, playing position, because we're one short when we're on the road. So we're going to need someone.
Sixers head coach Doc Rivers has already ruled out Thibault for games 3 and 4 on the road, and potentially game 6 if the series were to go that far. Game 1 is set for Saturday night at 6 p.m. in South Philadelphia. Reporting in Camden, Ross DiMattei, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, thank you, Uncle Ross. A SEPTA officer got injured after a local shooting happened last week. He says he's feeling better, but still remains hospitalized. That's Officer Onuzi. There were no arrests being made in that shooting last week. But police still need your help on finding out who the shooter is. And happening today, Philadelphia police, along with state and federal officials, will announce federal indictments involving hundreds of firearms being trafficked across state lines. This comes as President Joe Biden expected to announce new regulations for guns called ghost guns. They're like weapons, but they are dangerous to have around. I do not like the sound of it going off, to tell you the truth. Now to the latest on the war in Ukraine on this Monday afternoon. Russia is refocusing its efforts on parts of the country where it has made the most military gains, as Ukraine tells CBS News that it might need help, depending on what's going on. The president was on 60 Minutes, and he told correspondent Scott Pelley that the United States and NATO definitely need more weapons to make them feel stronger, among other stuff as well. President Biden's national security advisor told CBS News that the U.S. is looking at giving brand new weapon systems for Ukraine forces. Please stay with Eyewitness News for the continuing coverage on the war in Ukraine. Just head right on over to my favorite website when you get a chance. Turning to weather right now, a live look on this Monday afternoon with some clouds along with some sunshine. The high today is going to be 63, so that's good news for everyone. Here's meteorologist Larissa Abreu joining us live from the CBS Philly Weather Center. Hey, my sister, Larissa, all dressed in black.
Have built in, but today the majority of the day will be dry. We enjoyed a beautiful start to the morning. It was a chilly one, but you can see temperatures have certainly increased and rebounded since this morning. We're in the low 50s right now. Winds are generally calm. They're out of the southwest, coming in at 6 miles an hour, and it's 53. It feels like 53. Elsewhere across the region, widespread 50s. In fact, that's what's dominating the board. We're slightly cooler up north, up towards the Poconos. 51 right now in Trenton, 54 in AC, 53 in Wildwood. We head over towards Wilmington, also in the 50s with plenty of sunshine. If you find yourself having dinner later tonight, maybe dining al fresco, the sunset is at 7:35, and temperatures by then here in Philly will be in the 50s. Clouds will continue to increase, but during the evening hours we should stay dry, around 51 degrees down the shore at 7:35. And as we head towards the Lehigh Valley, temperature there will also be in the 50s. Take a look at Storm Scan 3. This is our next system that will generate a few spotty showers late tonight, and then a better shot of rain as we head towards Tuesday.
I'm still happy about that warm-up though. Temperatures in the 70s and 80s. All right, Larissa, thank you. Coming up on CBS 3 Eyewitness News at noon, country music takes center stage tonight. As we return, hear from Delaware native Jimmy Allen as he walks away with a coveted CMT award. And Philly Goat Project. Take a look at those faces. We'll explain why those goats will be taking center stage at the Academy of Music located at Broad and Lucas. That's when Eyewitness News returns, so don't go away.